Hello, everyone. It's Sarah here with Virtual Biz Partner, and I am sitting outside. Oh, you can kind of see. I'll give you a view of my front porch here. You can kind of see. It's like there's houses around me, but it's private because of my trees here. And I find it like super peaceful to come sit out here. And it's been a long day. It's been a busy day. And I wanted to get on here and talk to you. I've been answering a lot of questions for people lately. Oh, and there's a giant bee. See, this is why I love to come out here, but then I see the big bees and the wasps and the other bugs because I have so much landscaping. But anyways, I have been answering a lot of questions lately for moms and individuals that want to work from home as a virtual assistant. And I love answering questions. I love helping people. I love training people. I mean, that's so much of what I do. I have my virtual assistant training, and then my clients that I all work with, I'm oftentimes like hiring for them and training their team and doing stuff like that. So I love this. But I want to tell you or talk to you about two specific things that you need to do, either if you're thinking of working from home as a virtual assistant or if you've already started and maybe things aren't exactly what you want them to be. The first one is you need to kind of have an idea of what you want this business or virtual assistant work to be. So for example, let's say you're a mom that you need to make some income and you have little kids at home. You're not going to be able to work full time. So if you think you're going to make a full-time income with your kids at home, it's not going to happen. If you have little bitty kids, you're probably going to be able to work only 5, maybe 10 hours a week, unless you're working evenings and weekends. And then that kind of defeats the purpose of working from home if you want more time with your family, because then you're not spending time with your family. Like I said, it's some conversations I've had lately with team members and other individuals about what they really want in their business. And so when someone is asking me for advice or asking me what to do, I usually flip it around and ask them, well, what is it you want? What is it you think you need to do to make this work for you? Where I'm at, school is now out, and so my son is home for the summer, but he's 10, so it's not that big of a deal for me to do work with him home. But if you're someone that really does have the pressure to bring in a decent income, and when I say decent, I just mean, that to replace a salary job or something, then you're going to have to put your kids in daycare. That's really going to be the only way around it if you want to create that kind of income and you have little children. The other options are if you have family members, if you have in-laws, people that can watch your kids. It's just not going to be possible to work full-time or almost full-time and be able to build a business and have those kids in the background making lots of noise and distracting you. Now, if you're someone who doesn't have kids and you just want to work from home, then that's great. You can definitely get started. But again, you need to know what you want. Too many times I think people think, oh, this is easy. I'm just going to get on my computer and start doing some work. And in one sense, that is what you do. But I've been able to grow a successful business and make double what my salary job was because I run it like a business. I have like business rules and boundaries set up. I have income goals. My son started going to daycare when he was very little. He went a couple days a week because that's what I needed to do so that I could focus and be able to get my work done. Now you may be thinking, well, wait a minute, if you did this for your family and you wanted, to have more time with them, why are you sending your kids to daycare? Well, the thing is, as my own boss, I can take off whenever I want. I can go to school parties. I can be there for special events. If he was sick, he was home with me. So I still had a lot more flexibility with my own business working as a virtual assistant than I did being employed. I didn't have to ask for permission. I didn't have to schedule around coworkers' vacations or anything like that. Like now, whenever there's holiday weekends, like this weekend coming up, I just take off. I just, make sure I have my work done. So my point is, I think a lot of moms think that they're going to start this business and that they're going to, I feel like you kind of have a dream in your head. You think that you can make a full-time income and have your little kids home full-time, and it's really not going to work that way. So you've got to decide what is important for you. What is your goal? Is your goal to just make $1,000 a month? And then you can do that with your kids at home. Is your goal to make a salary of $50,000 a year? Then you're going to need to put your kids in daycare. So I just want you to think about what your goal is and be realistic about your reasons of getting started and what is it you really, really, really want. Because if you do want to just stay home with your kids full time, working full time is not going to be, or making a full-time income is not going to be possible. Because the thing is to build your business up enough to have that flexibility, to have some passive income, and to maybe just work 20 hours a week. It's going to take you a little while to get there. And it's not going to happen if you're constantly have other distractions and things going on. So that's one thing that I've been talking to some individuals about lately that are trying to get their business going. So like I said, I don't feel bad about the time my son spent in daycare. It was actually with a lady that was older, and he's like going to grandma's house. He loved it. He still talks about her, and he's 10. And the other thing that I've been hearing a lot about is fear. I have a lot of women talk to me and they just tell me that I don't have experience with this program, or I don't understand how to use such and such. I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. And then they start to question all these other things, and then they let it stop them in their business. First of all, stop overthinking it. I did that so many times in the beginning. You're making it a lot more difficult than you have to. Do it one step at a time. And the thing is, just take some sort of action. In my training, what I tell people is do not waste money on a website. Do not waste time on social media, setting up a business page and trying to do all this posting and videos. And like, I'm doing stuff, but I didn't when I got started. My point is I see too many people waste time on the wrong things. They're doing all this stuff and they're not trying to get clients. And I went almost 2 years without having a website, without having social media. I waited until I had a full client base before I spent money on all of that stuff. So in the training, I'm like very focused about the steps needed to take to run a successful business. But then what happens is fear steps in and people start thinking, well, what if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? Well, you know what? If you don't try, you can't do it. You never know. And you're going to screw up. I've screwed up. I've made a person's website crash, and let's just say it was not fun. That was a big deal. I've sent emails out with broken links. Recently, a client and I say recently, it was a couple months ago, I sent out an email and so did he. We didn't know that each other was going to be sending one. There's so many things, like the list can go on. And I've been doing this work for so many years and I still screw up. But I don't let it stop me. I learn from it and I move on from it. So my point is, if you're trying to get clients, if you don't have a client yet, there's probably a lot of fear there stopping you from getting that first client. And once you get that first client, you're going to look back and be like, oh my goodness, that was not so bad. And you also need to be honest with yourself and realize you are going to mess up and make mistakes, and that's okay. It's just that you learn from it and you don't keep doing those same mistakes over and over. And so the best way to break through that fear is just to move forward, just to take action. I was just telling somebody that recently, and it may sound simple, but it's like, whatever you're scared of, just do it. That's the only way that you're going to move through it. So those are the couple things I just wanted to talk about right now, because I've been dealing with it a lot lately. And especially I think as moms, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do it right. And we're so worried about judgment from others, messing up, things like that. And it doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to figure out, one, what you want your business to look like for you. Is it just to make some extra money? Is it to pay for a vacation? Is it because you need a full-time income? Is it to replace your salary so you can quit your job? I mean, there's all different things that you can create with your business. It's just what you want and what works for you. And then once you decide that, as you have those fears, you just have to work through them and do one thing at a time. And even if you start questioning, well, what about next week? Or what about the next client? Or what about, quit worrying about those things that haven't happened yet. Just do what you need to do right now. And I'm telling you, if you are sitting here thinking, I need to get clients and I need to make money, then don't do anything else but network. Look for people that are saying they're overwhelmed, that have online businesses. Contact other individuals that you might know that are in this line of work. Contact business managers. Look in Facebook groups. There's plenty of Facebook groups for different industries that you can join. And those people are looking for VAs. You can easily search groups. Just look up VA or hiring, something like that. And you just need to jump in and get started, and it'll be great once you do. And then you're welcome to check out my website where I have a lot more free information and things that you can use. And yeah, I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my evening and here sitting on the front porch hoping no more big bees come my way. See you guys later. Bye.